When I first began learning mindfulness meditation, one of the things I started to get pretty good at was catching myself ruminating. Rumination is when you are having the same set of thoughts over and over and over again in what can be perceived as essentially a thought loop, oftentimes going over some of the same thoughts. Um, this is usually associated with negative thought processes, but you can have positive rumination as well, which is might not seem like a bad thing to be having a bunch of positive thoughts, but if you're having a bunch of positive thoughts about something in particular, such as um, a girl that you're into or a job that you want, you could very much end up putting that thing up on a pedestal. And if you follow any form of law of attraction type practices, manifestation techniques, putting something up on a pedestal has negative byproducts to it. And so one of the things that I found difficult early on in my mindfulness-based meditation practices is the frustration that came along with re-noticing the rumination throughout the day. And it would be something that I didn't necessarily have a replacement for it. It was very difficult to habitually turn my attention to the positive or vice versa, to bring my attention back to the now when I was thinking about things too positively. But when, you start to get on those negative thought loops, like, something bad is happening and you're thinking about how horrible things are, to kind of bring yourself back to, especially if you're thinking about manifestation, back to this positive thoughts, going from I'm hurting, I'm so sick, to I'm healing and I'm doing better for myself is kind of an example of what I was trying to do in the past. I eventually came across a Hawaiian healing modality known as Ho'oponopono, and this four-phrase healing modality has been extremely beneficial when it comes to reframing rumination, because instead of having to come up with something unique and really spend time and effort on what it is I want to be thinking about, I have this set phrase that has just this overall meaning of I am sorry, for seeing whatever it is I'm looking at, whether it be my thoughts, my actions, the circumstances I am sorry for not seeing them as whole and complete and exactly what I'm meant to be going through, exactly what the universe has planned for me, exactly what I need to be experiencing in order to live my ideal life. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Forgive me for not accepting this is the perfect reality for me, and forgive me for even needing to say I'm sorry and feeling I'm wrong for being, not seeing the world as whole and complete as it is now. Um, thank you. Thank you, self, for noticing this. Thank you, self, for giving myself that forgiveness and allowing myself to apologize and forgive, and the universe to apologize and forgive. And then I love you, which is a form of unconditional love for myself, my circumstances, and everything around me. And I find that four-phrase practice, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, to be extremely powerful. And it is so much easier when I catch myself ruminating, when I catch myself having negative thoughts, no matter what it be about, to just kind of pause and gently bring myself back to, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And then just like with my meditative practices that are anchored on the breath, eventually I'm going to notice that my thoughts have looped back around, started up the rumination process again, and that gives me another chance to unwind and practice my modality again. And each time I tend to notice that I'm a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more lenient, a little bit more positive, and able to bring a unique spin on whatever ruminations I was having. And as I'm starting to feel tight again, that's my gentle reminder to come back to the I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And eventually it flips again, and it's just a back and forth process of, thoughts that are moving towards some outcome, someplace, thoughts that are also important to observe, important to have so that I can make these decisions, so that I can experience this life. And then when I notice them getting too tight, too wound up, unproductive, negative, putting something up on a pedestal. I have that opportunity to come back to this Hawaiian healing modality of Ho'oponopono. And doing the practice itself is just saying those 4 phrases, depending on the variation of the practice, about 108 times every day, once a day. And after doing that for about 21 days, it is very, very easy to shift back and forth between this healing modality and your everyday thoughts.